What's going on, y'all? Reborn King here live with the shenanigans. If you know, you know. What's understood doesn't need to be said. You know, I think it's time for y'all to actually know. I know I say, if you know, you know a lot. That's only because a lot of people don't know what's going on. They don't know me. They don't know what I'm about. They don't understand. I've been on a mission for quite some time. And the thing about it, I've been playing a very interesting game that ended not too long ago. So I had to recalibrate myself and get prepared for this new game. But at the end of the day, it's time for you to actually know what this game is about. So you can be on the if you know movement and not just make an ass of yourself by assuming that you know what's going on. Because a lot of times, you ever seen people that won't always want to build stuff or play games without the instructions. Look, I'm king of it. I used to do the same exact thing. I picked up the habit of, if I don't understand something, I just pick up the instructions. You know what I'm saying? Just to minimize the level of time that's used when getting something done. I mean, yeah, I do like the art of figuring everything out, but not everything is time sensitive to the point where you need to, you could just spend all that time trying to figure it out. So it is what it is. That's just life. But it's time for me to start sharing exactly what this is about, what the if you know is about my life. My name is Kweli Curry. Born and raised in Far Rock, Kuwait, Queens. I was about to say Far Rock, but I understand a lot of people don't know what that is because Far Rock is the last stop on the A train in New York. That's where I'm from. Born and raised in St. John's Hospital. If you know, you know. Now, Reborn King 7413, let me explain to y'all the name behind that and the reason behind my name being that. Reborn King. Reborn is actually like, yes, obviously because I've been reborn over and over, and that's my lifestyle. Every time I go through trials and tribulations, it's almost like a period of being reborn. Again, if you read the Bible, go to John 3 and just read the whole chapter of John 3, you'll understand that. About what it means to be born again. Okay? So reborn king, meaning that at the end of the day, obviously, I became a king in my own respective kingdom. If you know, you know. 7413. It's a date. July 31st is my birthday. July 7. That's where we get the 7 from. The 4 comes from 3 plus 1. Because my birthday is July 31st. Last day of July. That's where you get the 4. 1-3 is 13. 2013. The year my life actually changed. The year I was going to commit suicide and jump off my balcony and kill myself. That's the same year that I literally put God first in my life because I had no other direction to go, because I was going to throw my life away. That it wasn't no... I'm one of those people that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Unless something gets in the way of it, I'm definitely going to do it. That's just how my brain is set up. So it is what it is. So I was going to kill myself. Yes, because I was fed up with everything. I can explain that. Like, and mind you, my life was already crazy before 2013. So we're not even talking about what happened since before 2013. We just talk about what happened at 2013, because that was the pinnacle of all the shenanigans in my life, where like everything stopped. I'm sorry, everything had to stop, because the thing is, I was completely confused. I had questions about life and everything like that, and these questions are paramount, because if the questions couldn't get answered, I was going to be a complete menace to society. Yes, I went from being ready to kill myself to kill others. You know what I'm saying? But by God's grace, God showed up and showed out. That didn't happen. Now, mind you, that it ain't like that mindset changed. That's how good God is. Don't glorify me or whatever the case may be, because His word is true. I started applying the word of God in my life because I used to be atheist. So therefore, I challenged a phenomenal cosmic power to be who He is. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, bet. I don't want to just go to church. I don't want to just hear the cookie cutter, explanation of everything. Help me. Because I'm not understanding what's going on. I'm tired of like being put in compromising situations where I can't be the father that I want to be. I can't do what I want to do. Every time I beat myself around people, I got to deal with a certain level of drama. It's like people only want you to be angry, mad, sad, or whatever. And to be honest, I grew up by myself, isolated. One woman raised me. Not even, look, my mom and my dad wasn't there for me. Not intentionally. My pops was locked up. He was incarcerated doing a bit. And then my mom was extremely young when she had me. She was about 16, 17 or whatever she was at that time when she had me. You know what I'm saying? So she wasn't even equipped. I think, like, my daughter is 17 right now. That's how serious it is. You know what I'm saying? Because if I had to picture my daughter right now raising a kid, only God knows how that would turn out. Look, so at the end of the day, not too much on my mom. It is what it is. So she made the decision to let the same woman that raised her, because it wasn't her biological mom either, raise me. And that was the best possible option. This became our mother, all of us. Like, she raised me all the way up till I was 19. To the point that that's where I stayed at, you know what I'm saying? She even asked me to come live with her, and by that time I was already used to living where I was at. So it is what it is. Now, that's my childhood, but guess what? This woman was extremely strict, known as one, no, she was not nothing to play with. If you know the woman that raised me, she was not nothing to play with at all. She, like mind you, I grew up very strict, which I appreciate, don't get me wrong. I don't mind, like, discipline. And I'm gonna urge people, because this is what if you know came from, because everybody got their opinion. I'm gonna say right now, your opinion doesn't matter over here. I don't even give a fuck about none of y'all opinions. Don't make no opinion on my life. If you haven't been in my life, you haven't been around me, which is a big 98% of people. You have not been around me, you've only seen a mask in your life. Now, that doesn't mean automatically, just because I'm telling you there's a mask, that there's some evil, bad demon guy behind the mask. No. A lot of times, I just lived secluded away from everybody, because the society has its own way of thinking that I have no real desire to be a part of. Like, I see people doing wrong stuff every day, doing things that doesn't help them every day, or whatever the case may be, and get glorified for being stupid. So at the end of the day, everybody got the choice to do whatever they want to do in life. I feel like people always want to dictate your choices. Look, you only got one life to live. You came out the coochie by yourself. At the end of the day, your choices is your choices. Just because I don't want to make the same choices as y'all, that doesn't make me a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I'm human just like the rest of y'all. But however, I have a vague like expression I always use when I tell people I hate humans all the time. You know why? I used to say that is because of people. How people are. Human nature and the excuses people get to be stupid. You know what I'm saying? And do certain things. Because guess what? If I do certain things, I'm going to get capital punishment for everything that I do. But when I'm looking at other people, it's almost like I have to look at them like little kids. Which, consequently is something I went through when I was younger, because my little cousins used to get away with everything. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Every household goes through that into some level, shape, or form. Everybody deals with those level of feelings. So Mom did her best to really raise me, don't get me wrong. But this is after she done raised not only her own son. She raised my mom. She raised my aunt. And then she raised my mom's child, me. She was tired. She was done. She was a law-abiding citizen, went to work every day. This woman I don't think she ever even got a ticket. She went back and forth to work. She did defensive driving and all that type of stuff like that. And she was always willing to help people. Mean as hell. Don't give me nothing to play with. But a very, very good heart. Very good heart. Tough exterior, very good heart. Because she would help anybody, any situation or whatever. As a child, I didn't understand this at all. Because we didn't have much of a relationship. We didn't build our relationship until probably like the ending, like her final season on this earth. And like that's it. Like literally, that was when we started being able to talk a lot more. And I went around, because when I left on a different, because she said some things to me that just didn't register. Like I'm sorry. Like you said something and got to the point that and I'm the type of person, when I get mad, I get very quiet and I walk away. Because if I don't walk away, I'm gonna get violent with you. I'm gonna hurt you. Like it's not no old reason with it. No. You are out of pocket right now. Straight out of pocket. Now you violating right now. I'm a human being, and this level of disrespect, I don't think anybody would take. So for you to treat me like that, and to be the same people that said treat others how you want to be treated, I'll be damned if you treat me like this. And if you're helping somebody, if they're under your roof, or whatever the case may be, and they're trying to get on their feet, or whatever the case may be, you have no right to disrespect. If you're helping that person, help that person. Don't you ever disrespect the person that you say that you're helping, because that doesn't help the person at all. That's not helping healing. That's almost like you taking in somebody just to abuse them even more. Like an animal gets wounded outside and you got to nurse it back to health. And guess what? You're going to apply more trauma to its life? Nah, you know it has a negative effect. But these type of things go on behind the scenes a long time ago, and it don't get talked about enough. And at the end of the day, I'm not here to sit up there and cause no big revolution or nothing like that. Nah, this is just me speaking out about my life and my situation and what I go through. You feel me? And it's put y'all, because this game has been real for the longest. I'm the founder of the Next Level movement that I started a long time ago. And I'm just keeping 100 with you. Like, the name ain't even going to be Next Level after a while. Next Level was a placeholder name. That's where all the shenanigans started. So it is what it is. Because you know how people are. Once you come out with something that's good, now everybody want to copy. Now everybody want to do this. Now everybody want to backdoor you, whatever. Because it's the world that we live in. Everybody want power and control and all that type. I don't desire none of that. I don't even see people's point of conquest a lot of the time. I'm just trying to just enjoy life because, you know, God said it was good. He said everything was good. I'm trying to enjoy the good out of life, not sit up here and be stressed out about everything that's coming. Now, mind you, we all got some problems, because I got problems. Not mental problems. I got problems physically that should make me mental. If you know, you know. If you know you up to here, this is for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been playing this game looking for people, because, like, okay, going back to what I was saying about the 7413. In 2013, that's when I lost everything. I'm not just in your typical you just went homeless. No. I was locked up under false accusations, yo. My ex-wife, still probably got my last name till today, lied on me and said she told the cops that I raped and strangled her and sent me to prison. Now let me tell you something. This same girl had another restrainer. Always, that was always her thing. Every time she got mad, she called the cops. She's one of those, you know what I'm saying? One of them bug outs. And plus she was young and dumb. Like, and the thing is, like, if you know, I'm from New York, so you know our loyalty and our love runs deep. We might go through a hell with our partners and shit like that, but we don't really go call cops or whatever the case may be. We don't do that. And mind you, that's my child's mom. And then how I look at the government and slavery, it's like slavery in itself, especially after being a part of it. No, and I definitely see it as slavery. I'm talking about, that was my first time ever experiencing jail, not just the county jail. No, I got a felony and everything behind that, because I realized once you get in that courtroom, the truth don't even matter. Y'all make up the truth. Like, so now I don't even want no parts of the government legal system and stuff like that. That's a game playing with your life. And my life was played with. I had to sit before a judge with a lie on my back. He offered me 16 to 25 years in prison. Like, you feel me? Like, do you understand what that feels like? Nah, if you ain't ever felt that feeling fighting for your life in the courtroom, and this is what you facing, this is what you got to deal with, then your opinion don't matter to me. I'm just letting you know that's one of the reasons. Like, if you want to play the game, guess who got an opinion? Before you come and talk to me, you got to play that game. That game is coming real soon. I'm literally have a post and a meme, and in all my games, it's going to be like, especially on my show. My show is going to be called The Realest Show on Earth. I got questions. Before you step on this show, please understand, you're going to have to complete a checklist. If you even got an opinion to stand on this show. If you know, you know. So boom, I went through all of that. Now mind you, I took it all on the chin. Don't get me wrong, like, because at the end of the day, like, look, my goal isn't to destroy the life of my child's mother. You know what I'm saying? It just isn't, because I don't see the point of it. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not around, this is the child that I place on this earth. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not around, I'd rather her moms be around, because I think that she has more than enough sense to at least be a good mom to her kid. You know what I'm saying? To the best of her ability. Any mom is going to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I witness it all the time. But my thing is, a lot of y'all moms out here, y'all chose to be single mothers. Now, I was raised by a single mother, so I have respect for women and single moms, but I don't have no respect for somebody that put themselves in a position to be a single mom. I don't condone broken homes because I have 3 of them. If you know, you know. Because the thing is, we're just now coming. I'm 37 now, and y'all just now coming into the realization that fathers don't really have much of a say so in their house. Y'all want fathers to lead, but y'all want them to be puppeted and controlled or whatever the case. You want to give the women all the power when a lot of time women y'all lead by y'all emotions. Like you don't even like y'all like we're supposed to care about your emotions so much. Y'all want to defy the laws of gravity and physics and logic with your emotions. No, that's not how you fix problems. But the thing is, y'all beautiful and all that type of stuff like that. And then look, y'all the biggest problem because guess what? Look, just for a woman walking in the room, you look decent. Like, oh, it's over. A man will sit up there and be ready to look. You see, you even hear it. Guys be talking, oh, I'll drink your bath water. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not gonna drink your bath water. I'm not that guy. God put everybody here on the earth for, God, how you doing? Good morning. Like, God put everybody here on the earth and stuff like that, and everybody got their own talents. They got their own beauty to them. They got their own purpose and their own drive. And I don't think my drive is to drink nobody's bath water. I'm sorry. And at the end of the day, within logic, when they say selling your soul, it's like what you would do for a chicken wing. That's what it means to me to just have to sell your soul for something. And if I got to sit there and go to that level of feat to be in your life or whatever the case may be, then that's not the type of treatment I want to give to, especially if you're not my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hold that level of self-respect for myself and not having to do that. But a lot of times that's not the majority. That's not. We in 2026, y'all. No, that's not the majority. And on top of that, if you ever been on a dating app or anything like that, Meet Me Tagged or any of them apps, I don't know why people be hiding that, but there ain't nothing wrong with going on a dating app. But I mean, I've been on there. Shoot, my first baby mom came off of MySpace. It is what it is. But at the same time, like, it is, like I said, people will be people. Like I said, I was green when I got out, when I got into the world, like, mind you, because after my mom said what she said to me, I was like, nah, I gotta go. I packed up quietly and left. I said, nah, I'm gonna go out and make something of myself, and I'll be back. But the thing is, she has some very ill words to say about my child's mom. So my child's mom didn't understand. Like, I mean, she want to live her life the way she want to live her life, but she didn't understand. Like, I want to see you win, because I know there's a lot of people that's talking crazy about you, and it's a lot of them and it's a lot of me, because you choose to live how you want to live, and mind you, I accept you for who you are. I mean, because when I met her, she had pink and blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? You know what this woman told me? She, like, when she first met my child's mom, she was like she seen the pink and blonde hair. Now, mind you, I like anime, so I didn't care about the pink and blonde hair. So that shit was cute to me. But it is what it is. So she was like, so boom. She was like, yo, like, Kwalik, you supposed to bring trash outside the house, not inside the house. I said, what? Oh, shit. You just called the woman that raised me trash? Oh, hell nah. Hell nah. Mind you, I'm already going through, mind you, I didn't understand what she was trying to protect me from. Don't get me wrong, because of her understanding of the streets. Her understanding of the streets from being inside and out the way of the streets, not you outside. You feel me? Like, I understand what's going on outside, like but you not outside to really depict and even judge people. And I don't like seeing people get judged. You know what I'm saying? Really don't. So I'm like, now if you tell me something, you got to stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Because now, like, you got to show me. I'm one of them type of people. If you say I can't do something, guess what? I'm gonna fuck around and find out, and I'm for my damn self, because you better have a damn good reason for me not to go down that path that you telling me not to go down, because of my level of curiosity. I understand curiosity kills the cat, but if I see a means of making something happen, and it is possible and it can work, don't say it can't work. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what gets me. Like, oh, it can't work. It can't work. It can't. Look, I've built a whole empire and everything behind the scenes just off of that alone. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do. I turned around and did it, and with no repercussions or nothing. The only repercussions I got is the people that surround you that tell you you can't do something. You never let nobody, even in that movie, tell you that you cannot do something. That's the most fucked up thing you could do to a child or anybody that's sitting up there striving for something. Is be that person, that driving force in their life, stopping them from getting to their God-driven purpose in life. Now, if they're doing something that's crazy, and if their aspiration is to be a serial killer or something crazy like that, by all means, stop them. That is not good, because the choices of your consequences can lead you to losing your freedom. Okay, that's what jail and all that type of stuff like that's for. Not for what I went to jail for. I went to jail for a straight lie. Now, this is a known lie. This is a known tyrant. Everybody in the hood apparently knew she was how she was. And I'm like, mind you, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dealing with this crazy motherfucker. And it's like, all right, bet. I'm trying to do my best to do the right thing. Mind you, she was even living in my crib. She got kicked out mad times because she wanted to put her hands and feet on her own mother. She tried to lock up her own father. She was a disrespectful child. You know what I'm saying? I literally had to snatch her out the car one time because she straight up kicked her mom in the face, had her mom leaking. She had fights over my child. One time she came and vandalized my crib, and I literally had the opportunity to lock her up. Like, my brother still gets mad at me to today. I'm gonna interview him. I'm bringing it up because obviously everything I talk about is straight facts. If you think I'm lying, like, it is what it is. That's what the if you know is. Because at the end of the day, you can't tell people the real truth because people don't want to hear the truth. People want to hear fabrications. People want to live fairy tales and lies and stuff like that. I don't even accept it. I just, like, I got my own way, at my own thing. I move how I move and I stay out the way. But more recently, because now I had to start from scratch because I got sabotaged by my own family. They see you got motion in your business and all that type of stuff like that. And, you know, jealousy is a thing. And then that's another thing that kept me away from churches and all that type of stuff like that, because the people in the church condoned it. Y'all will sit up here and protect somebody that you know violated. Now, mind you, the word of God says when there's a problem, an issue, you deal with it. You could both deal with it privately. And if you can't deal with it privately, then you go bring witnesses. And then if you can't bring witnesses, you bring it before the church. And then if not, then you cast that person out. Y'all don't even go through the steps. And then that's what pushes me away from the church a lot of time, because you expect me to yield my attention to some, like, or a leader or a shepherd, to be guided by somebody else is not perfect. It is what it is. I go to church for fellowship, to be around other people, to rock with other people and all that type of stuff like that. But I realize y'all don't want to rock with me until, you know, as long as I stay quiet, so long as I stay muzzled, right? As long as I'm not talking, as long as I'm not being myself. Once you start talking, nobody want to hear you. And I respected that. I grew up and I don't really care. Like, because I don't really care to talk to a lot of people anyway. The only people I talk and I vibe with is people that look like they've been through some trials and tribulations in life. So obviously, if you know, I've been playing this game since 2016 when I came home from that bid, that, you know, because I had to go through the prison time. I ended up going to prison, and, you know, so I had to do the time. At 16 to 25, turned down to 7, went down to 6 to 5. They held that 4, and I was about to cop out to 4 years. And then when God told me to cop out, because I definitely brought it to God, because I was watching everybody fall away from me, and I went through some trials and tribulations that, you know, it is what it is. People leave you when you're going through trials and tribulations. You get to see everybody for who they are. And then when I went to cop out, they just mysteriously went and they say, oh, you don't have to register as a sex offender or nothing like that. But you do have to agree to 2 years prison time and a year and a half post-release supervision. I agreed to it. I did my time. I came home. And I did everything the right way. I didn't catch tickets in jail. Look, they was calling me preacher man in jail. Like, you feel me? I had respect from people in jail because of my lifestyle. I told I was completely honest about the situation. I told them what happened and whatever the case may be. I didn't really go through too many problems about God's grace, but God's grace. But prison ain't nothing to play with, because you will, like, there's multiple situations that can happen in prison. That is not no place for any human being to be. I feel like a straight bozo sitting in jail. If you know, you know. But at the same time, and I like in children on the streets, or young boys and young girls and everybody that sit up there acting all rah-rah, stop acting like y'all want to go to prison. Stop living the life that constitutes you being in that situation, because that there's nothing that you can gain from being in prison. Yeah, you can get, like, but remember, that is straight legal slavery. Legal slavery. Now, if you read the history books and read anything about slavery or anything like that, then I suggest you not put yourself in that position. And I'm sorry to believe, like, let you know that, like, a lot of that stuff still exists till today in a modernized version. Same way we got AI and all that type of stuff like that. There are systems in place for you to fail, especially if you have a certain level of knowledge. It is what it is. That's just a life. That's the game that we're in. So boom, going into the game in itself, 2016 when I came home, the game started. Since everybody left me in prison, I barely got a letter. I barely got any money for commissary. Couldn't even get $20 every here and there. $10, $5, because, you know, soups was like 10 cents or something like that. I couldn't even afford a soup. I couldn't even afford a honey bun. Like, I was degraded. Could barely get letters or anything like that. Now, mind you, like, my reputation was in the hands, and on top of that, I had a child that I missed being born while I was incarcerated. So, like I said, you don't understand the level of things that I've been through, like, in life. And this is what I'm telling you right now is enough to make the average person, like, lose it. I'm talking about this. I'm just talking about them when the game started in 2016 when I came home. The game really started in 2013 when I went to jail, because guess what? When I had to cop out, like, you have to cop out to you cop out to a crime, and I get PTSD behind this. This is why it's hard for me to fill out paperwork. I had to sign my rights to my freedom away on a paper, and they, like, literally, like, even in the newspaper article at the end, it ended with Curry didn't say a thing. I was silent ever since. I ain't had nothing to say to nobody. The day that I put my name on that fucking paper, I had nothing to say to nobody, because I had to eat that. I faced what was before. My pops was like, "Oh, you gonna get some R? Take R?" Nah, I was like, "I'm gonna take this right now. The faster I get this bit over with, the faster the better. It is what it is." So I took it on the chin. I left. I left. I got locked up. I was in prison, and I took the full force of prison. You feel me? And I was born again from there. The game started, and the game really started in the community when I came home in 2016. And then the same ministry I started in jail came into the community with me. And at the end of the day, I had the same mindset. Look, people gonna smile in your face and all that type of stuff, but they're not really on your team. They're not really part of your clan. If they want to be a part of your clan, what did the word of God say? If you knock on their door. If not, then dust your shoulders off. It is what it is, like Jay-Z. Like, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, like, there's not a lot of people that have been through what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not here to glorify it or whatever the case may be, because it's not about who got the bigger pain or whatever. It's what I've seen since 2016. Now, I'm a gamer. And if you understand what a gamer really is, no, I eat, sleep, breathe video games, bro. I mean, I'm talking about I'm a diehard nerd. Yeah, you can't really tell like that because I'm well balanced. But at the end of the day, my lifestyle is set up gaming wise. That's how I navigate problems and all that type of stuff. I use gamer logic and stuff that I've seen in animes. School didn't really help me like that. So I applied the same thing in real life that I applied in video games. Simple as that. So I turned everything into a video game and started my ministry, started my business, and so on and so forth. And I built a whole community on the same notion, one by one, person by person. Literally, whoever, like, I started with the closest people to me and then spiraled out to whoever else I could get in contact with along the way. And at the end of the day, just sat back and observed the world until I could finally get out of the situation. It's 2026 now. This is the 10-year anniversary of me coming home. And I'm talking about, I've been through hell, y'all. Hell. Look, it is what it is. Because the thing is, trying to do your best in people's lives and everything like that, like, because obviously I've seen the repercussions and stuff like that of living a certain type of way. What they call it, people pleasing now. Like, it's not people pleasing, it's just being who God calls you to be, because I had to see it. I'm a hands-on person, so I had to apply it. And I'm the type of person, before I get very aggressive with people or any type, you have to do a lot to me, because my first notion is to step away from you. I have that acute level of dangerous level that you just don't want to mess with me. Because I have to get away from you, because if I don't get away from you, I'm going to hurt you, and whatever means possible, I can hurt you, and that can lead from prison time to a death sentence. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because as a man, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I'm sorry, I got kids and everything like that. That's just how you're supposed to be. I'm not going to change that, but I definitely got questions at life. I ain't gonna hold you, because now it's time for us to rise up and start talking and starting to be out here. And this next season of my life, because I'm starting from rock bottom again, because I found myself in another situation because of another lie, and once again I'm watching the same situation play out exactly how it is in prison. But Nah, we ain't doing that this time. But at the end of the day, my kids got, something to look forward to. It is what it is, and I got questions. So pull up.